Hi everybody, welcome back to the channel. And today this is Arun Sharma again with you. And in today's session, I'm talking about an important aspect which is very less looked at and very less understood for most CAT aspirants, and that is basically the tackling of emotions in the exam center. Now, most people I see in preparation, while preparing, etc., during the whole preparation structure and the whole preparation journey, do not do any specific things to actually help you manage this. And as you know, a lot of you must be experiencing mock tests, etc. now, and you would have experienced one of the things that everybody experiences every year with respect to to performance inside the tests, and that basically is something that I have seen for the last 25 years, right from the time when I gave my first exam, except myself experienced it myself, and then I experienced it in the hundreds and hundreds of thousands of students that I have trained, where emotions or people experience the difference between solving something inside practice and solving something inside a mock test. And because of this difference, you will experience, if you check, I mean, any mock test when you take, do one exercise after you finish the mock test. uh, and let me just use a whiteboard here to show you what I mean. So after the mock is over, do an exercise of how many questions. Let's say you do this exercise in verbal RC, you do this exercise in quantitative aptitude, and you also do this exercise in data interpretation, logical reasoning. And this exercise is basically how many questions, if there was no time pressure, how many questions would you have been able to, if there had been no time pressure and no emotional pressure on you while taking that exam, how many questions could you have done? And you compare that with how many questions you have actually done in the paper, and you'll realize one of the factors that is impeding your test scores is basically the gap between these two is showing you how much impedance of your test score is happening because you cannot manage your emotions and your uh, state of mind and emotions inside the exam. So this is the topic I'm dealing with in today's session, and it's very similar to the way an Olympic athlete, आजकल Olympics हो रहा है, तो Olympic athlete अपने आप को कैसे manage करता है when he gets that chance once in 4 years. So you have to go through a similar process, a similar structure when you're talking about this. So tackling emotions, how do you handle the emotions in the exam center, and why it is important to make sure that you do that when you are sitting for the CAT. That's the topic which I'm talking about. But before I go there, let me just get through some of the promotions that I'm supposed to do here. The first one is the CAT Iconic program. It is a program in which you have got a 1:1 live mentorship program with faculties or with mentors from top B schools. So you get 1:1 mentorship, and this is on top. In the Kite Iconic program, you get access to all the you get access to all the benefits of Unacademy plus for the CAT subscription. Plus, you get all this. You can speak with the mentor directly. You can clear a doubt. You can discuss concepts. You can discuss exam strategy. That's all what you can do in your one-to-one mentorship programs. You can build a customized study plan. You can book slots as per your convenience, etc. And you get mentored by top B school graduates so that you don't make any mistakes, any personal mistakes in your preparation structure and preparation strategy. A lot of people I see go fall by the wayside because they don't have somebody to talk to during their preparation process, and they make mistakes of either taking tests too late or taking tests too early, or not doing enough on the basics, etc. Right? So learners who crack CAT 20 from Unacademy, you have a whole list of them which you can see here. And you can enroll now for the Unacademy Plus or Unacademy Iconic, both the 1 year program, 2 year program, 18-month program. They're all available. Just come to that slide. And these are the batches which were starting during this week, last week of July. The accelerator batch 2.0 for CAT-21 with Lokesh Agarwal, Sunil Kambat and Shalini being the teachers there, and the revision guide 2.0 for CAT-21 is Shruti Kaura, Udit Saini and Sagar Thakkar. That's started on 28th July, and 31st July ko the practice drill 2.0 for CAT-21 which is starting, which is Rahul Anant, Karishma Vanwani and Parikshit Saikia. They are the teachers in that this thing. And to access all of this, you can use my promo code, which is Sharma Cat Life. You can use this promo code. This promo code will give you a 10% discount on the existing fees of Unacademy Plus or Unacademy Iconic, right? So this is as far as the promotions go. So there are a couple of more things I have to talk about, but let's first discuss this problem that emotion causes. So uh, many times you would have noticed inside the exam a few things happening with you. What are those things happening? You're solving a QA question or a DILR question or a verbal RC question, and something that was well within your reach, a logic, let's focus on logic on QA and DILR. A logic which was well within your reach, that logic did not strike you. So you tried the question, you reached a question. So what happened is you reached the question, you reached the question, you tried the question, and when you looked at it later, you knew what to do in the question. But inside the exam, it did not strike you. I'm talking about the ways in which emotions hurt you inside the exam. So inside the exam, this did not strike you. So this is the first way in which, this did not strike is basically because your mind is flooded with emotions, and your 2 plus 2 logic is not working inside your hand. This is the first way in which it hurts you. Second way is you reach the question, you tried the question, you solved the question also, but you made a silly error inside the question. Something like they had asked you for the second highest and you looked for the highest. In an RC VRC question, they had asked you for which of the following the author does not necessarily agree with, and you solved it for which of the following does the author necessarily agrees with, etc. So these kind of things. So misreading one word, not paying attention to that not in that word in that question, and hence making a silly error in that question. So this is the second way in which it hurts you. The third way in which hurts you, and these are all these outcomes which start hitting your test scores drastically. We'll try to estimate how much your test scores will get hit when we look at once we look at all the ways in which these will work. When we look at all the ways in which these work. One second. Yeah. So we look at how much it hurts you inside the exam, or we'll try to look at the composite number of how much it hurts you inside the exam. So the third situation where, or the third event that is happening inside your mock test is you reach the question, you tried the question, you got stuck in a question, and you could not take the decision to leave, and The leave the question decision got delayed, and hence instead of spending a couple of minutes in the question, you ended up spending 4 5 minutes. So you wasted time. These are all things that are happening because all these events that are happening, these are the events that are happening inside your tests are because of your emotions inside the exam. The emotions overwhelming you during the exam. The fourth is questions you knew, which you had well in your control, but did not reach. Questions you knew, but did not reach them. This is the fourth dimension of it. Right? So you'll ask me this question कि अगर मैं उसको जानता था और मैं पहुंच नहीं पाया तो इसमें इमोशंस का क्या रोल है? इसमें इमोशंस का रोल ये है कि अगर तुम ये टाइम को जो वेस्टेड टाइम है तुम्हारा यहाँ पे उसको अगर रीएलोकेट कर देते हैं यहाँ पे बाय टेकिंग अ बेटर डिसीजन और फास्टर डिसीजन टू लीव द क्वेश्चन. अगर तुमसे नहीं हो रहा है और तुम स्टक हो रहे हो क्वेश्चन में और तुमको नहीं आता है तो क्वेश्चन इज अबव योर एबिलिटी, तो तुमको दिखना चाहिए. यू शुड बी एबल टू सी दिस इज नॉट समथिंग आई विल नॉट बी एबल टू डू. And seeing it in 1.5 minutes versus seeing it in 4 minutes is the difference between life and death in a quants question. And likewise in a DILR question, seeing it at the 3 to 4 minute point. Quants में क्या होता है कि when you read the question, after around 45 seconds to 1 minute in the question, after around 45 seconds to 1 minute in the question, you should take a call of either go or no go. And this call, the better this call is, the less your wasted time will be, and the more you'll be able to spend time on things that you did not reach. Right? So this is one part. And in DILR, when you're talking about data interpretation and logical reasoning, this of course what is the benefit or what is the problem with selecting the wrong sets. Suppose there's a 5 set paper with a very tough normal, very tough and easy question, and let's say you spend 8 minutes on this in a 40-minute exam. In a 40-minute exam you spend 8 minutes on this and are not able to solve it, and then you spend 10 minutes on this and you're not able to solve this, and because of your state of mind at this point in the paper, when a normal question comes in front of you, you take 12 13 minutes to solve it and you get just a couple of questions right and you get two wrong because your state of mind is wrong and you are completely beset by emotions, and then you come across this set and you are not able to solve it at all because you are in the last 10 minutes, you'll have a very bad experience of the paper. Right? On the other hand, if you realize that maybe the first question, the first set, if your mind had been in the right frame, if your mind had been in the right frame, you would have been able to solve it around 10 to 12 minutes, and you could take a 3 minute decision on this paper, on this question. This is a no-go question, and you straight away jump to this. You reach this in a better frame of mind. You get this through in 10 minutes more, and then you reach this point and your frame of mind is better, your state of mind is better, you quit this in a 4 minute time frame. You realize that at around the 30-minute time frame you reach the easy set, and then you are able to get that easy set done in 8 minutes. So in the same exam, the experience of the exam becomes very different. Right? So in DILR, this decision making about the go node no go happens in quants. It happens in 45 minutes to 1 second for the top guys. They are very clear about the go no go decision. Of course, for most of the top guys, they know most of the questions, so most of the times they do go into the question. But you have to remember that CAT is an exam where if you can solve 70% of the questions correctly, you are amongst the top people. So you're not looking at go decisions in every question. Even the top people will leave 20% questions. The top guys attempt only 80-85% of the paper. right? The top, when I'm talking about the top guys, I'm talking about 99.9 to 100. 99 वाले तो 60% ही paper attempt करते हैं to get a 99 percentile. So in DILR, what happens is when you pick up a set of questions, this go no go decision should happen at the point of your first reading of the set, which takes you around 3 to 4 minutes. And then you have to build a skill that if you take a go decision, you should be able to get through the question. यहाँ पे your emotions etc. have to be controlled. No matter how much toughness happens around this point, you should be able to cross over that toughness. Uh, because that happens nowadays कि 7-8 minutes के बाद ऐसा puzzle वो देते हैं exam question में कि वो you start shaking with fear, and unless your belief is completely built in there, you will not be able to cross over. And if you're not able to cross over, that's the difference between not attempting to attempting, right? So these are some of the considerations that you have to remember. So part of your problems that are created in because of being under pressure in the exam and being subservient to emotions in the exam is basically the poor decision making you make. The poor decision making you make in the questions you have seen and were not able to solve or you left. So ये भी एक फैक्टर होता है. Poor decision making दो तीन तरह का होता है. You looked at the question or you looked at the question set and you took a go decision and you got stuck at the end. This is one poor decision making. You looked at a question, you got intimidated by the question, you took a no go decision. बाद में देखे तो ये go था, you could have got this through, right? और ये इस point पे जब आते हो, you took a go decision and you reached this point, a lot of times you'll see that you're not able to cross over because pressure and emotions have impeded your ability to think through this puzzle that is happening, especially in DILR. After 7-8 minutes, when you get stuck inside a puzzle or inside a twist inside the question, at that point, if you had your whole mind with you, if your emotions were not playing truant there, you would have seen that you would have got through the question quite easily compared to this. So these are some of this thing, and if you start estimating, you'll be surprised how much this will give you. So मेरा जो experience है, how much scope of improvement you have if you just change these events in your exam. Restrike, you knew but did not strike. ये अगर 3-4 बार हो रहा है पेपर में for 3-4 questions across the paper, देखोगे तो actually ज़्यादा होगा ये. Restrike, solved but made one silly error. There are two kinds of silly errors. One is you made some calculation error. The second is you made one step error. जैसे मैंने बोला not पढ़ना था तो not पढ़ना भूल गए, या x डिवाइड बाय y करना था y डिवाइड बाय x कर दिया, उस तरह के एरर्स. सो ये अगर 3-4 हो रहा है, and let's say there are questions in your paper which you knew but did not reach them, and there are 6 to 8 questions like that inside your paper, and you have the scope of freeing up time कि अगर कोई क्वेश्चन मेरे से नहीं होने वाला है, you take a go decision and you're not going to be able to solve this question, you should be able to see it here before you take the go decision. So if you can reallocate that wasted time to this, we are talking about on a minimum estimate 12 questions, a maximum estimate 16 questions, and 12 to 16 questions has an underlying number value of around 40 to 50 marks, which basically means that if you're getting a score of 60, which is the 90 percentile, if you can overturn these events, you start getting score of 100 to 110. So it's absolutely crucial that you live, or that you are emotionless and emotion free during the test, completely emotion free during the test, so that what you have practiced comes to the fore. Now, what do I mean by that? Imagine an Olympic athlete. Or imagine a top athlete, imagine a Novak Djokovic or a Roger Federer playing the Wimbledon final. How do they make sure that they're able to keep, when the whole world is watching, the whole career is at stake? How do they make this decision of, okay, I mean, I'm going to hit the shot, or how do they make sure that when they hit the shot, वो जो हिंदी में बोलते हैं ना कि हाथ रुकना नहीं चाहिए, तो हाथ नहीं रुकता है, वो कैसे होता है उनके साथ? तो उसका 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 आंसर ये है, दो तीन चीज में आंसर है इसका, और यही चीज़ तुमको अपने प्रिपरेशन में इनकॉर्पोरेट करना पड़ेगा इफ़ यू आर इंटरेस्टेड इन ओवरकमिंग दिस प्रॉब्लम. फर्स्ट आंसर टू दिस इज, when you prepare to the point of knowledge. Most students whom I see, they prepare to the point of knowledge. Whereas the toppers prepare to the point of complete belief. So the building of complete self-belief on a topic or a question type, etc., happens once you, I mean, the typical transition in a topic when you're preparing happens when starts from, I'm not good at this, I don't know how to do these things, these kind of questions. And then there's a turnover once you start preparing for it, there's a turnover on that topic. Let's say you're studying a topic on maths, let's say time, speed, distance, or you're studying a topic like games and tournaments in reasoning. So it starts with, see, I can't do these things. And from there, I can't do these things. Your ability gets built. And you learn how to do things, you look at lectures, you attend classes, you read books, etc. And you come across to this point where your ability gets built. Your ability gets built. Ki, chalo, I'm now moving, I know how to do this. बट एक बार एबिलिटी बिल्ड हो जाता है तो उसके आगे प्रिपरेशन होता है, उसके बाद का जो प्रिपरेशन होता है, दैट इज द प्रिपरेशन वेर यू स्टार्ट किंडलिंग योर बिलीफ स्टार्ट्स अवेकनिंग इन यू कि आई कैन डू दिस, दिस इज, आई एम गुड एट दिस, एंड दैट फाइनली कल्मिनेट्स इनटू कंप्लीट सेल्फ बिलीफ. सो ये वाले स्टेप्स लोग नहीं करते हैं. इन स्टेप्स के लिए बेसिकली वंस यू हैव रीच दिस पॉइंट वेर यू मूव फ्रॉम कि आई कांट डू दिस टॉपिक टू आई कैन डू दिस टॉपिक, एक बार वो हो जाता है तुम्हारा, तो उसके बाद तुम जब बिलीफ अवेकन करते हो तो बेसिकली इट्स अबाउट रेपिटेशन ऑफ द सेम थिंग्स, आइदर विद डूइंग द सेम क्वेश्चंस और इवन मीन जैसे टाइम स्पीड डिस्टेंस में अगर तुमने 200 क्वेश्चन सॉल्व किए तो बिलीफ तब जगेगा जब तुम 200 क्वेश्चन को सेकंड टाइम कर लोगे या फिर कुछ और उठा के दूसरे बुक से उठा के कर लोगे. सो दैट इज द अवेकनिंग ऑफ बिलीफ एंड दिस इज द पॉइंट ऑफ कंप्लीट बिलीफ, राइट. सो ये वाला जो पार्ट है, ये प्रिपरेशन में तुमको हर टॉपिक के लिए मूव करना पड़ेगा. सो पार्ट ऑफ दिस इज रीडू, एंड अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पार्ट ऑफ दिस बिल्डिंग द बिलीव्स इज व्हाट आई कॉल एज सेल्फ प्रॉब्लम सॉल्विंग versus assisted problem solving. How much assisted problem solving you do? You do 200 questions on a topic like time, speed, distance, or a topic like averages under assisted problem solving mode. That means question में दिक्कत हो रहा है, किसी से पूछ लेते हैं. Or you do the same 200 questions on self problem solving mode कि question में दिक्कत होता है तो अभी छोड़ देता हूँ उस question को, वापस आके बाद में करूँगा. You will realize that 200 questions are enough to turn around a chapter to this point. But they have to be a self problem solved, not by reading solutions and not by asking people. Because if you're going to read solutions and ask people inside the exam, when you have doubts, you will not have anybody to ask, or you will not have any solutions to read. And inside the exam also there's a factor of belief. As you start solving, जैसे DILR में तुम अगर first set उठाते हो solve हो जाता है, तो you start feeling a little bit more confident about yourself. Right, so belief inside the exam also rises or drops with what is happening inside the paper for you. So you have to manage your belief inside the test also. So first way to take care of this is the this thing. is getting to this point. The second part of getting over the pressure is to get used to the clock. A lot of people I see are not able to handle the running clock. Get used to the running clock. A lot of people I see are not able to handle the running clock. So when the running clock is in front of them and the countdown clock is in front of them in the exam, they start feeling very shaken by that. So this is again something which creates the emotions in the exam. And the third, and so you have to get used to it. So a lot of doing running clock, solving in front of the running clock, which is where the mock tests come into the picture, and you should take at least 40-50 mock tests, if not more. 40-50 full length mock tests plus around 10 to 20 sectional mocks of each section. At least this is how much you should do. And the third and last third uh, thing that you can actually do is this is something which is ironical or opposite what you have been doing. When you prepare for the CAT, you have to reduce the importance of the result in your life. This is very critical. If you are in this state of mind that एग्ज़ाम में जब मैं जाता हूँ और एग्ज़ाम में आज का दिन है, आज के दिन को मैं अगर बेड़ा पार लगा दिया तो मेरा ज़िंदगी चेंज हो जाएगा और आज नहीं हुआ तो मैं कहीं का नहीं रहूँगा. इफ़ दैट इज़ द आउटकम कि I can go to the top today or I can go to the depths today and these are the only two outcomes out of today. So what happens is that when you are doing the 2 plus 2 inside the question, your mind will not be there. Your mind will be thinking कि मेरा होने क्या वाला life में. So it's very important for you to strategically reduce the importance of CAT in your life. Ironically, this will give you the best chance to crack the exam. So how do you reduce the importance of the CAT in your life? Is by before you go into the exam, you should have an alternate plan. And rather than focusing on कि ये question नहीं solve हुआ मेरा क्या होगा और मेरे life में क्या होगा, you should have a very assured alternate plan. It can be कि okay, I'm taking CAT 4 years in a row. I'm giving myself CAT 21, CAT 22, CAT 23, CAT 24. I'm giving myself these 4 attempts. So इस साल नहीं हुआ तो अगले साल देख लूँगा. It could be either that, or it could be an alternate career plan कि maybe I'll go abroad and do my MBA, or I'll continue working and ultimately I'll go into मेरा final outcome. और actually ये true भी होता है. तुम्हारा कोई एक इवेंट in let's say any one event in 2010 that still has effect on your life in 2021. Can you pinpoint any one event in 2010 that still has an effect on your life in 2021? It's very rare to have such events in life, unless it was something very traumatic or something extraordinary कि ओलंपिक का गोल्ड मेडल जीत गए थे. उस तरह का जब तक नहीं है तब तक ऐसा कोई इवेंट नहीं होगा किसी भी साल में तुम्हारे साथ जो 15 साल बाद तुमको इफेक्ट करेगा, राइट? So why should an event like the CAT, you have to remind yourself about this. Why should your event like CAT in 2021? Does it mean that if you don't do well in that, you're going to give up on the outcome of your life that you are looking at, the outcome you want when you're 40 years old? Obviously not. You're not going to allow one event in 2021 to affect your outcome in 2040. तो अगर एक इवेंट इन 2021 2040 का इम्पैक्ट नहीं कर सकता तो इवेंट इवन इफ इट्स अ कैट वो तुम्हारे लाइफ में मैक्सिमम 1 साल इम्पैक्ट करेगा, 6 महीने 1 साल तुमको डाउन करेगा. बट देयर विल ऑलवेज बी अ वे टू गेट बैक टू दैट ऑब्जेक्टिव ऑफ हु यू वांट टू बी इन लाइफ. सो दिस इज ऑल्सो पार्ट ऑफ द ग्रोइंग अप इन लाइफ दैट यू नीड टू डू. So these are some of the thoughts that I wanted to share with you with respect to handling your emotions. And please remember, I've talked to you about ways of dealing with it. And please remember one last thing which I want to talk about here is what emotions we want to deal with. Of course, all the negative emotions, fear, anger तो नहीं आता है CAT में, लेकिन fear, depression, anxiety, these kind of emotions shakiness, unsure of, lack of surety about self, etc. These kind of emotions तो होते हैं पहले का angle से, but there are also other emotions that hurt you badly. Even positive emotions hurt you badly. You get too happy, 3 question कर लिया लगातार, you start singing a song, पता चला कि 2+2 वहाँ करना था और 2-2 कर दिए. So even happiness is something that you have to keep out, and it's the state you need to be inside the exam is what they are calling nowadays as mindfulness. Mindfulness is the state you want to be in the exam. You need to manage your mind to the point where you're so mindful about yourself. You're just staying in that moment, and staying in that moment means I'm not, when I'm reading a reading comprehension passage, I'm not inside the passage. I'm not even inside the paragraph. I'm inside that sentence which I'm reading. That's the only thing I'm living for. So when you start doing it that way, you start improving the quality of your outcomes. You'll yourself realize that if you start staying in the moment, you'll yourself realize that you'll also be surprised by how good you are at some of the things that you can do, and that you earlier thought were not possible for you. So you'll be surprised by how good and how well you can do things that you never thought were within your capacity. Right? So finally, the last promotions here. These are the current fee structures and options available. And the IT placements, campus placement, IT jobs uh, subscription is also now available at Unacademy, and this gives you 360-degree support to crack TCS, Infosys, Cognizant, and any other exams. And the offer is valid on Plus subscription till 4th August. So you get free personal mock interview and group discussion here. And so this is something that you can consider registering for. And uh, of course, this is my promo code Sharma Cat Life, which you'll have to use to get the discounts on your subscriptions. And these are the subscription fees. There's a new launch, Iconic 6 months, which is at 25,800, and 59,999 is the two years Iconic subscription. It's a limited period offer, and new launch 18-month plus subscription is at 28,550. And plus subscription, of course, the one-to-one mentorship is not available. And the CAT plus campus placement IT jobs combo offer. This is where you can prepare for CAT as well as campus placement. The 12-month program is 29,624 and the 6-month program is 19,916. And India's biggest scholarship test keeps happening every Sunday, 12 p.m. The CAT Combat. You can appear for that, and you will have to use my promo code Sharma Cat Life to register for the Unacademy Combat. So right, that's about it from my side for today, and I'll see you in the next session that I take. Thank you so much. Bye bye.